Hi everybody, I hope you're having a beautiful Tuesday afternoon. Um, Today I'm having a lovely day. The weather in Florida is just perfect right now. It's not too hot, um, not cold yet, not chilly yet, and just really low humidity, and it's just beautiful. I have taken a few days, actually I've taken a week off of doing videos because I've been very, very sick. Um, I'm not sure whether it was COVID or the flu or cold or whatever, but it was definitely a lot of head congestion, and I isolated and stayed, got plenty of rest and hydration just in case it was something contagious. So after a week, I'm coming back to you, and I thought I would talk to you about gut health today. Uh, it's especially since we all are very aware how important um, gut health is to our immune system. If we have a leaky gut or poor gut balance, we are learning more and more that our immune system can become compromised and will lead to more illness. We'll get more colds, more allergies, and be more susceptible to the flu and whatever contagions and viruses are going around. So gut health is so important for your immune system and to stay healthy. But one thing that isn't discussed very often is the importance of your gut health to your mental health and to your nervous system. Previously, I've talked about the autonomic nervous system, which is um, we have two sides of the autonomic nervous system. One is the parasympathetic, which is the relaxed, calm, healing um, mode where we absorb our nutrition and everything's working swell in our bodies and life is going good. Then we have the sympathetic nervous system, which is it's our security system. That's where our body is triggered into fight or flight to keep us safe. So we have those two sides of our autonomic nervous system, which as a trauma coach, I talk about often. It's important whether it's talking about the big traumas leading to PTSD, or small daily traumas or stressors that just lead to increased heart disease and other nervous disorders and anxieties. So today we're going to talk about the ENS. That is, and I've got to refer to notes because I can't remember all this off the top of my head. The ENS is the enteric nervous system. The enteric nervous system is your gut, the nervous system that is in your gut. The ENS consists of nerves embedded in the intestinal wall, extending across the whole, your whole gastrointestinal tract, from the esophagus all the way down to your butthole, all the way down, mouth hole to butthole, everything. So it is estimated that the ENS contains about 500 million neurons, and that's massive. 500 million neurons. We're all very aware of the neurons in our brain. We have 500 million where we put all that food that we shove in our mouth when we're upset, and we shove it in there and it hits all those neurons, 500 million of them. So the gut brain, we call that the gut brain. There's a lot of books out there and publications and even documentaries about the second brain, that our gut is our second brain. This is why, 500 million neurons. So the gut brain plays an important role in our mood, controls our preservation for us as a human being, and is responsive to challenges, dangers, and other confrontations, and determines our core sense of oneself. Like this is very important. So when we're talking about diet and nutrition, and some people wonder why I am a trauma coach, health coach, and life coach all tied up, and a business coach, because it's all together. Like, it's difficult to treat trauma without looking at your overall health. It's very intrinsic to your mental health to have good nutrition and good physical health. It's hard to have one without the other. So, looking at the gut, it is our largest neuron surface of our body facing towards the world. So it is also one of our largest sensory organs because it has so many neurons. When stimulus comes into our other senses, through our eyes, through our touch, through smell, through hearing, it hits our vagus nerve. It doesn't go like directly into the brain. It hits the vagus nerve, which sends those signals into the brain for processing, but it also sends it into the heart and into the gut. So, because if it went to the brain first and then from the brain everywhere else, take too long, you'd be dead. So, it goes into the gut, and the gut responds very rapidly, which is why when you sense danger, like your stomach drops, you feel anxious in your gut, you feel those butterflies and that nervous feeling, you might feel like throwing up, and that's because you don't need all that stuff in your gut if you're going to run. You don't need to be digesting. So it's a critical system, and not just for preserving not just for the fight or flight, but because the gut is responsible for homeostasis. It's responsible for balancing out your system. It doesn't just pick up signals from the outside, it picks up signals from the inside too. So if your gut if you're off balance, your gut is sending signals for you to consume different things to make it back into balance, whether you're craving water or craving things. So it's really, really important. And it's also important for regulating your emotional and cognitive areas, because your gut biome, your gut bacteria, also helps produce the hormones that affect your mood. So it's really, really important to not just put healthy things into your body as you're working to control your stress. You want to reduce the toxins that you put in your body, and I mean all toxins, not just I mean all toxins. Like, you want to reduce the amount of alcohol in your body, the amount of chemicals that you put in your body, because stress is stress to your body. It doesn't matter whether it's emotional stress or psychological stress or financial stress or physical stress. Toxins are a physical stress on your body, so it compounds the other stress that you're feeling and makes it harder to heal from PTSD and trauma. So when you are healing from PTSD and trauma, or just reducing anxiety and panic attacks, you really want to pay attention to your gut health. The way you know that your gut is off balance is you're going to have more brain fog, you're going to have more anxiety, you're going to have gassiness and belching and burping, and your food's not going to feel digested properly. You might feel a little heavy, you're going to retain water, you'll feel some additional joint pain. You could feel so bad that you think you have a major medical condition, and it is simply that you have too much toxins built up in your system. And by toxins, I mean you're not eating a healthy, balanced diet, and it's all building up inside. And we've got to remember, we can't eat perfectly all the time. Nobody expects that, but we digest toxins not just by the food we eat. We digest it in the air we breathe, and the liquids we consume, and also what touches our skin. What is absorbed by our skin is also one of the ways we absorb toxins. So it's important to detox occasionally. I know there's some health journals and professionals that don't think that's important, or that it doesn't make a big deal, but it really does, because you know how you know? When you detox, you feel better. It also, when you do a detox, it also helps you determine, because you're eating foods uh, that are less likely to cause an allergic reaction and cause a response with your gut. You know, they're really sensitive, safe, healthy foods. Kind of like when you were sick and you ate like bananas and rice and like really, really mild, gentle foods. And then we slowly reintroduce them, and that can help you see what you might be sensitive to and what you need to cut back on. So doing a detox diet is something that I do usually 2 or 3 times a year, usually almost a must after the holidays, because that is just where we overload on way too much everything going. And we're getting into that season. We're getting into the season where we're going to overload on everything, carrying from Halloween, candy, heaven, to Thanksgiving, to Christmas, and Hanukkah, or whatever your holiday is, just gathering together and eating. And even if we're not gathering together, we're still eating. So, I'm not a big New Year's resolution person, but I am a big New Year's detox diet person, to flush those toxins out and reset and restabilize and rebalance your body. Reset. Detox, reset. I also do it in the summer, and sometimes I'll do a milder detox right about now, because flu season's coming in, and we're getting ready to go into that holiday rush. So it's really good to flush the system out. You can pick up a detox diet. There's a lot of books out there. Some people go to the extremes of pure water detox diet. I don't necessarily go that far. I used to when I was younger, but I kind of want to be a little bit more gentle on my body, and don't want this relapse. So I ease into it and then reduce all the toxins, all the caffeine, and have a very nutritious diet with a lot of self-care and a lot of fluid. And then I slowly reintroduce things back into my diet. I mean, I know that I'm not very good with gluten or dairy, but sometimes other things can annoy me as well. And sometimes I temporarily need to put them out of your diet. Sometimes we find that if we are on a kick and we're really enjoying a certain type of food, say you're eating a lot of Mexican food and you're eating a lot of corn in your diet, and corn can be an irritant for a lot of people, but if you're eating a lot of something in your diet, you can develop a reaction to it, because you're not in balance. You're eating too much of it, so your body is telling you to back off of it for a while and seek balance. So detox diet is really good, not just for balancing out, the way you feel physically, but also the way you feel mentally, because that healthy gut biome is so critical for creating the hormones that help us reduce stress and anxiety and depression, and will help us overcome our trauma and our PTSD and absorb our food. And it would also helps keep us from, overeating, because sometimes we're overeating because we're not digesting well. We might be eating the right kinds of food, but if we're eating it during an anxious state where we're in sympathetic mode, we are not digesting it completely, so our body is still craving those nutrients, so we overeat. So that's my quick tip for the day. Sorry, I have to touch the screen here. Quick tip for the day of why you might want to consider a detox to help reduce your stress, especially going into the holidays. So if you're interested in a detox, a coach detox, or more information on how I detox, please hit me up with a DM. I will respond to you with some tips, or if you want to do a coach program with me, let me know, and if there's enough interest, then I can also do a group detox program. So thank you for your time, and take care of your gut. Love you. Bye.